Welcome back, and today I'm going to review Something in the Dirt. But before I do that, let me just give you the synopsis, and this comes from AMC. When neighbors John and I believe is Levi witness supernatural events in their Los Angeles apartment building, they realize documenting the paranormal could inject some fame and fortune into their wasted lives. An even deeper, darker rabbit hole, their friendship phrased as they uncover the dangers of the phenomena, the city, and each other. Um, so I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I really did. Um, there's some parts that maybe just weren't as clear, but I'll get to that. So basically, what it is like it says there, they're neighbors, um, and they're. I think John has been living in that apartment building. I think he said for like a decade, and Levi just moved in, but he's planning on leaving. But in the meantime, he's there, right? So John helps Levi move some furniture in his apartment building in his apartment. And so while they're doing that, there's this like crystal, but it's an ashtray. Uh, but for whatever reason, all of a sudden it just starts shining like a bright light, and it starts floating. So then they're like, "What the hell?" Right? They can't. They're like, "Oh my god, this is crazy. We need to document this." And then they start thinking, should we put it on YouTube? What should we do? Maybe you think, if we make a documentary, maybe Netflix will buy it for like 10 million, whatever. So they start thinking, "Oh, okay, like let's try to kind of profit from it, gain some fame from it, right?" So that's what they start doing. They start, I don't know if they buy, but or maybe they start renting equipment, audio equipment, video equipment, because they start trying to deal with their phones and with the equipment they do have. But it comes off the first time when they start recording, when the phenomena happens again, where it just starts like floating in the air. The footage is like out of focus, so they figured, okay, let's actually invest into some professional grade equipment, and that way, it'll the shots look better. So they're doing that, and they're getting these shots, but and they're also trying to uncover what it means, right? So one of them is really into the Pythagorean theorem, but he's like part of this, like he's really into the he was saying that there's like a cult behind it. There used to be a group, the Pythagorean group or whatever. I forgot what they're called. And so he thinks that's part of it because of the shape, because of the when the light gets reflected from the crystal, it makes this shape, this certain shape that he thinks is part of that Pythagorean group or whatever. So he tries to follow that, and then other numbers come, start appearing, and just bunch of things. So they start just following every clue that they start seeing, and they try to follow that. And it's just like it says there, it just gets them into this rabbit hole of one thing, and then it leads to another and leads to another. But at the same time, because they're strangers to each other, they're also learning about each other, right? And then they start having mistrust of one another because John finds out that Levi is a sex offender, and because he's in the sex offender registry. And so Levi explains to him what happened. And so they move forward. And then John just really hyper focused on the Pythagorean thing. And so Levi is like, damn, that's kind of weird because he's just like really focused on that. And it's like yeah, there's a lot of mistrust it becomes. And it's crazy. So I enjoy that part. I think the part that kind of misses the mark for me is that while we're seeing, you know, as the audience, the movie, right? they're also making the documentary, and so in there's the movie, there's the documentary within the movie, if you will. So other people appear in the film, like, okay, this is the editor, this is the second editor, because there's just a lot of like paranoia where they need other editors, or the editors aren't getting paid, so then they leave the project. So I think that part, when they were injecting the documentary part of the inside the film, was kind of getting confusing a little bit and kind of muddling the movie. But overall, I did enjoy it. I think just that little part could have been cleaner, where it could have been just explained a little bit better. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm nitpicking a little bit, but I think that's probably the part where um, it just was a little bit of more of a letdown. But if you see it, I think you'll. I mean, you kind of have to see it to kind of get what I'm talking about. But maybe you'll like it. I don't know, but we'll see. It's getting good reviews, so, and I liked it. So, but overall, I did like it. Um, it's just an interesting thing. I don't know. So I think that the two actors are also the directors, and so it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. Like I said, I did enjoy it. It didn't really get any place. What ended up happening at the end? So Levi ends up dying. He dies. So he goes basically floating in the air and gets thrown down because he keeps having these like a dream that uh he's just going down. He's just like just flying down and with a lot of speed somewhere. He just keeps going down. I forgot what they call. I forgot the word they were using, but that's what he would see. That's what he would vision sometimes, and that's actually what happened. He just came down and died. So then John is left with just telling the story of the documentary and everything. So yeah, it's interesting. Uh, Interesting way to end it. I mean, it's not for everybody, but like I said, I enjoyed it. It's a quirky film. Um, I don't know. I liked it. I don't know. There's something about it that it's weird, but it's a cool weird to me. I don't know. I enjoyed it. So I don't know. I would say check it out. See if you like these type of. I mean, if you like these quirky films, a little bit different. They aren't that as linear as other movies, right? I think you'll enjoy it. If not, if you don't like that type of movies, I don't think you will enjoy this film at all. But like I said, I enjoyed it because I like all types of films. But I would say check it out. And yeah, I mean that's kind of what I have for it. Look, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoyed the content of this channel and you want to support me,